Hey guys, Jeffries here and welcome to episode 10 or part 10 of my PES 2013 career as Jeffries United. And we start with a shoot down. We have had a bid for Jake Livermore rejected, basically, unsuccessful. I think what actually happened was we met Spurs' asking price, but then there's the whole thing of he doesn't want to drop down a division. I talked about that a bit in, I think it was my first video or my second video, and you see Michael Jonson shot us down as well. It's this feature that's built into the game about club reputations, and you see a lot more these days. It's becoming more of a trend that Premiership players who aren't making first team, they tend to go to the Championship to get first team football and to prove themselves, and then they come back into the Premiership and they do well with them. That's not on this game for some reason. It's more a case of if you're a Division 2 team, you can only sign Division 2 players, no one else is interested. Which is a little annoying, considering I don't think Michael Jonson and I don't think Jake Livermore are actually going to be that popular in the Man City and Spurs teams. So it's frustrating that they decide they'd rather sit on a bench than actually experience first team football with a team that want them. But you know, we move on. And we have a cup game against Manchester United. I end up playing this match in coach mode. I should say that now. The reason being, I wanted to again sit back and see how my team do against higher level opposition. It's a risk, you could say, because as you know, Manchester United are one of the best teams in the world, as much as it pains me to admit it. So for me to play hands-free, let's say, against them is a bit of a risk. But as you see there, Bobo is actually playing in the middle against Manchester United. I will remind myself of the lineup in a second when it comes up on screen. In the meantime, let's just sit back and watch the Livermore Stadium. Now this is something weird about PES. The fact that you have a home stadium, yet when you play cup matches at your supposed home stadium, it's a different stadium. So you might have seen I played some of my games at, I think I started my first match at Wembley, which is just odd, because technically that's the kind of stadium you'd go to for the final, and it really takes the magic out of the cup if you're starting your cup campaign at the stadium that the final is supposedly played at. It's like you don't have to do anything to earn your place in the final. But yeah, you know, I digress. Another complaint I actually have to make is, you saw there Berbatov playing for Manchester United, which I don't know what they do in the PES offices when the transfer window closes, but they obviously don't look at who's playing for who, in the fact that their transfer records seem to be about 2 or 3 months out of date. The fact that Berbatov left to join Fulham last summer, and yet they haven't registered that on here, and they haven't even registered squad number changes, like Raphael is now number 2 and not number 21. You know, again, it takes that realism out of the game, and it sort of makes you think, what kind of operation is this that they don't know the transfer window? And you know, again, that's a small complaint. I'm not in charge of Man United. I have no intentions of ever being in charge of Man United, so that little fact doesn't bother me. It's just a bit annoying, like especially if Berbatov was to score in this match, and I'm left thinking he doesn't even play for Manchester United anymore. You know, we'll ignore that. We have got a match to focus on. So like I said, Bobo is playing more through the middle. Delamond appears to be out on the left, I think, or the right. It's thrown me a bit because I've just seen Wilkinson. Oh, I think Wilkinson was playing on the right, and Delamond was playing as a centre midfielder. I think that's what actually happened. I'm not entirely sure. Again, the coach decides to shake things up a little with this formation, so could be anywhere really. They have people playing anywhere. We've got Jonson up front again. Beckhold did well in the last match, as you saw. He scored the goal, but I guess Jonson was just needing a break, so that's why Beckhold played in that last game, as opposed to getting dropped or injured. Because I don't think he got injured. I don't remember getting messages about him being injured, so I think it's just giving him a break, giving someone else a chance in the team. But yeah, it's been a bit of a 50-50 start so far. Man United are going in with some pretty dodgy tackles there, actually. They're very lucky to win the ball, because I see it more of if I went in for challenges like that, I'd end up with players getting sent off, or you know, for 2 yellows rather than just a straight red. So yeah, playing a risky game. That was a good strike from Altig, the new right back, of course, who I've mentioned several times in my series. Doing well to cement his place as being a first choice player. You see, he makes a very attacking minded run. He seems very determined that any rebound was going to fall to him, and sure enough it did, and he just needed to keep his knee over the ball for a little bit longer. You know, good volley for a right back, very good volley. He shows attacking intent, and that's what we need in this team. Players who aren't afraid to get forward and have a pop. Who's this on the ball? Rawlings, is that? Very nearly played a good reverse pass into I keep getting Bobo and Delamont mixed up. That was Bobo. You think actually it's hard to get those two mixed up. For some reason I keep doing it. Yeah, again, better pass through for Bobo, and we could have been looking at 1-0 because I reckon Bobo would have finished that 9 times out of 10. So what's happening now? Man United are sort of starting to get a bit more into this game. My defence though are holding up pretty well. They're turning defence into attack pretty well as well. I think it's because Man United's defence is attacking a bit more strongly. But you see there, you know I said about if I did tackles like they do tackles, it would be a foul. There's one. I can imagine we'll be seeing a few more in this match as it goes on. But, you know, I got taken out like that pretty early on in the game. You know, even there he had his hand around me, and the referee's given nothing. But I'm pretty sure if I did that to them, I'd get called up for it. So, I don't know whether it's just favouritism or the fact they're a higher rated team, they tend to get away with things like that. I don't know. It's very frustrating, and that was a good effort from Bobo. But the half-time whistle is gone, and it's 0-0 at half-time. As promising as that might look, I'm worried because, as you know, with Manchester United, if they ever feel they're on the back foot in a game, they tend to turn the screw a lot more in the second half. They really push for the winning goal. And the fact that my team have barely held on, really, they've had a few attacks as you've seen, but they've had to put up with a lot of pressure as well. It doesn't stand us in good stead, because as soon as they start turning the screw, it's just going to get worse and worse for us, and better for them. So Jones at left back especially, you know, he's only just come back into the first team. It's Grantham and McGregor who've been playing the majority of the season, and now suddenly he's got to defend against Antonio Valencia. And Rawlings has got to put up with the runs of Raphael, which, again, you know, it's like throwing you straight into the middle of a fire in some ways, and Rawlings there failed to deal with that ball into the box, and we end up 1-0 down. Is that Welbeck? Yeah, that's Welbeck who scored. And you'll see from these replays how easy that goal would have been to prevent. I suppose in some ways it's good that Man United celebrate like that, considering they just scored against a D2 team. But yeah, there Valencia got away far too easily. That cross never should have got past that player. Small deflection as if he was trying to stop it, but nowhere near good enough. Now it's easy for Welbeck. Nothing the keeper could have done once it got past the defender there. And that's pretty much always going to go in the back of the net. So, not the happiest with that goal. I really do feel that goal could have been prevented, but nothing we can do about it now apart from play on. So we kick off again. Straight away give the ball away. Disappointed with that. Valencia running through. Somehow managed to deal with it. Get the ball forward. And this is again where I think about even games like FIFA. You've got to start thinking about teams like Man United. They seem to win everything. And I don't think that's just because their players are better. I think that's a little bit of they're supposedly one of the best teams in the world, so they have to play like it kind of thing. Because I've won headers like that before quite easily. Whereas against big teams like this, I seem to lose them all. And I really don't know why. It's, you know, for me it's the same player going up for the header. He's won headers against 6'3" defenders before. I don't know why he'd suddenly lose it. It's not like you're going against the Hulk or anything like that. You know, they're still human. So, not sure what's going on there. That was just a really poor goal. So poor. You know, Ashley Young might run away like he's won the World Cup with that goal, but for me, really poor. We'll see from this replay in a second just again what could be done to prevent goals like that going in. So he gets the ball. Oh, maybe we won't see the replay. I guess I was annoyed at this point. Decided I didn't want to watch replays. You know, but basically, he just could have. Defenders could have closed him down faster. Goalkeeper could have made himself a bit bigger. Just stopped the shot getting in. Really, you know, it trickled along the floor. I think the keeper really could have saved that. But oh well. Just gotta sit and watch this match now, I suppose, because it doesn't look very likely that we're going to get back into this game at all. They're just plugging away constantly. Every time we try and get the ball in an attacking area, they just somehow miraculously win it back again. Like their rulings, is he really getting caught by Ferdinand? I don't think Ferdinand's that fast. Normally he'd have injured himself by now trying to get that. And somehow I get closed down by players who are 10 times faster than they actually are. And, you know, the attack breaks down. It doesn't help that my team are now sort of going into desperation mode and punting the ball forward like they are. Bobo there, he didn't necessarily have to turn. He's done well to win the ball back, but you can see again he's getting shut down. He needs to get the ball out wide. Oh, he does get the ball out wide in the end. Really not sure what Delamond was doing there. That's an atrocious header from Rawlings. We'll forget the fact that he was offside. If he was onside, that was really poor. Delamond doing that was really poor. He didn't have to stretch for it like that. He could have just walked into the space and got the ball. Sort of the creators of our own downfall at the moment. One of my best players of the match, Albertic, has been replaced. I guess he was getting tired, chasing that wing all match. Again, really poor that they were able to get that shot away. As good as it was that the keeper managed to save it, I think he could have caught that rather than just palm it wide. So again, disappointed there. This match just seems to be going from bad to worse, really, in some ways. Oh, there's McConnor. I said in the last match about, I think it was the last match about McConnor, it appears we still have him. So I can't remember who it is we sold. We definitely sold a player. We loaned out Franklin, I remember that. That's a good ball from McConnor. Jonson very nearly has the pace to get there. De Gea manages to hack it clear. Really, there's no point now in talking about this match anymore because it's 90 plus minute. Okay, we've got a throw in and things like that. Jonson gets his header away, nearly scores, but we are still going to lose this match. And yeah, there you go. The referee blows his whistle. 2-0, which you could say 2-0 is not a bad score because we didn't get battered. But then I asked the question, why couldn't we score a goal for a start? Why couldn't we have prevented the 2 goals that Man United scored? You know, we had the same number of shots, they just had more shots on target. So, if our players had played better, got a couple more shots on target, we might have scored 2 goals. We could have ended up drawing 2-2. If my defence had shored up a little bit better at the back, we could have won 2-0. So, yeah, I'm disappointed with that game, guys, in all honesty. But, you know, we've got the league to focus on now, I suppose. We don't have to worry about the cup anymore. So yeah, we'll focus on that. So until next time, guys, I'll see you soon.